Rural mobile home parks and apartment complexes have been identified as an area where residents struggle with recycling and waste reduction practices. For instance, there is a 29% recycling participation rate at mobile home parks in Tompkins County, as compared to a 61% recycling participation rate across the county. This represents a big opportunity for increased recycling and composting. As a result, Tompkins County applied for and received a grant to develop a program that helps rural mobile home parks and apartment complexes in these areas. The program was designed with a comprehensive approach. 3 mobile home parks and 1 apartment complex were chosen for a pilot, representing about 300 units. Staff worked with property managers and resident liaisons, or waste reduction representatives, to implement these programs at each location. These contacts were also able to provide peer education through word of mouth and gather feedback. The initial step involved conducting waste assessments at each location to identify the needs of the community and offer hands-on assistance. Information gathered through the process was then utilized to develop handouts and other tools. Educational events were offered at each site in which free recycling bins and brochures were handed out to inform residents about how the program worked and what services were offered. In addition to the ongoing curbside recycling collection program, residents were also given the opportunity through a composting pilot to separate food scraps from their trash and bring it to a central location in their community. The collected material was then transported to a local composting business that processed food scraps at an off-site facility. It is important to note that in our work with the grant, we were impressed by how many people participated in the program. At our first meetings with the property managers, it became very obvious that they wanted to do the right thing, but just needed some assistance in learning how or overcoming certain barriers.
I recycle, number 1, because it's the law. Number 2, we need to leave our land as clean as possible for generations to come and to set a good example for our children.
We need to be much more sustainable and environmentally conscious than we are.
I participated in this program because I'm a little worried about the future of our Earth, and so I just wanted to do my part to help in recycling and composting and encourage the residents here to do so as well.
Recycling in Tompkins County just got easier. It is now simple to recycle everything all together through single stream recycling. Now I only have 1 bin to take out to the curb.
We recycle at home with 1 or 2 big cans and a tote and put everything out at the curb, and the recyclable truck comes up and gets them.
For some people, they're not going to be into composting for environmental reasons. They're not going to be into composting because they want to make compost for their garden. But they will be into compost if it's going to save them some money on their trash tags. So if they can pull out more recyclables, more food scraps, more paper out of their trash and make less garbage, then they'll have to buy fewer trash tags. So for some people, that's the real attractive part. For other people, it's the environmental part. It's that they're doing the right thing for the planet. And for other people, they're into gardening, they're growing vegetables, they're growing food, and that's what really inspires them.
Our pilot compost program for Valley Manor and Babbling Brook is currently set up in the entrance of Valley Manor. There's a blue container with a secure lid with a 3-way fence that's easy accessible to everyone. And right now for our compostables is pretty much everything except for your plastics, styrofoam, glass, and metal. Right now the way we compost at home, we have a compostable container that has plastic bag that's biodegradable, and we put our banana peels and such in that, and then my husband drops it off on the way to work.
We set a generating business up with the appropriate number of 64-gallon containers that they keep at their site. Really all they're being asked to do is keep their organic waste separate from their trash. And at the end of the day, it all goes out to a container just like it would have if it was a dumpster. We're not really asking any additional work. All we're really doing is asking them to rethink the way that they do the work they're already doing.
There's a way to compost for just about everyone. It becomes a way of life.
It's actually very easy and very fun.
We conducted a survey of the residents that participated in this program, all 4 locations, and we found that 88% of the people who completed the survey said they learned more about the services provided by Tompkins County Solid Waste. Also, according to the same survey, 79% people said they now throw away less trash as a result of learning more about how to recycle and this new opportunity to start composting in their neighborhoods. During the 4 months of this pilot program, we diverted 5,300 pounds of food waste from landfills through the commercial composting program.
I've saved money actually composting and recycling.
It helped our tenants in many ways financially also. It lightened their garbage loads. It helped us all become a more green community here, and we are able to keep a cleaner park with a better general appearance.
With our composting with Mark there, we can put paper plates and cups in and things like that, and that saves a lot of trash. You know, instead of putting in the garbage, all of our compostable stuff, the garbage is down about half of what it was.
I would highly recommend this program to any facility, any property manager.
We do have one other community. These 3 in Newfield were set up on this program. We have one other community in the town of Dryden. We would definitely participate there also.
Through this pilot program, 300 households in Tompkins County reduced their waste by recycling and composting. To bring this program to your community, review the Paired Resource Manual at recycletompkins.org. This material is based upon work supported under a grant by the Utilities Programs, United States Department of Agriculture. Any opinions, findings, and conclusions or recommendations expressed in this material are solely the responsibility of the authors and do not necessarily represent the official views of the Utilities Programs.